spin. So it's a good sign that Pakistan found someone who can bat down the order and bat that comfortably.
We just spun a touch as Root floated it up outside off stump. It's a single though. England only 1 wicket so far this morning. 144 for 3.
Well, the discouraging bit is that once the ball gets a little old for the spinners, even it doesn't bounce. It's very easy to bat against. You can rock back and still manage off the surface. Joe Root bowled 5 overs, 14 runs. I think what Pakistan is hoping and will try to do is that not lose any more wicket, and if they can go to lunch without losing any more wicket, they can make another plan. See that's no problem at all. Although this ball should have been played on the front foot, but went back and very comfortable. He knows that it's not going to really spin sharply. So
talking about Saud Shakil and his ability to play spin, he's got a tremendous record in first class cricket batting in the 4th innings, and you would suspect that he'd have faced plenty of spin. Averages 60 while batting in that 4th innings. Record in first class cricket batting in the 4th innings, and you would suspect that he'd plenty of spin. Averages 60 while batting a couple of hundreds as well in that 4th innings, highest of 174. So he is a player who can tackle that lack of pace and a lot of spin on offer.
Well, the ground is filling up nicely. It was pretty sparse at the start of play, but just a sense that Pakistan are right in this game, and it's a really good turnout this on the 5th day, which is testament again to the nature of the declaration yesterday at tea time that opened this game up. Quite quiet this morning in the first hour as runs were hard to come by, but just a little more animated now.
normally it's Babar Azam who pulls the crowd, but it's not the case. Babar, for him, the test match is over. He's batted twice. He couldn't really get much in this inning, but yeah, crowd is building up very, very nicely, working there. People can sense it, there will be a result, so they've just come in numbers, and it is going to get better and better. It's never easy when there's a right-hander and a left-hander batting at the crease, especially on this sort of pitch. You want to bowl 6 deliveries or a couple of overs to a certain batsman, and then if they keep on rotating the strike, it becomes very tough for the bowlers.
147 for 3. Well, you were talking, Bazid, about his record in the 4th innings there, which is highly impressive, averaging 60. I mean, there'll be a number of factors into that, one of which, of course, is he's a good player, and he's obviously got a strong mind. But it also suggests that in first-class cricket here in Pakistan, whether domestic first-class cricket or indeed test match cricket, that the pitches don't deteriorate as they do in some other parts of the subcontinent, like India and Sri Lanka, where it becomes really difficult on 4th innings. Generally, all the statistics suggest here that Pakistan is not a bad place to bat in the 4th innings.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had a stat earlier, Mazhar for once got it right. You want a stat which sort of goes along with your theory, and this stat about Pakistan being the most difficult place to bowl spin in the 4th innings.
Yeah, it's fascinating that, isn't it? Because viewers at home in England would automatically think subcontinent, spin friendly, gets harder in the 4th innings. But there is a difference. Pakistan is not quite the same as Sri Lanka and India.
Yeah, bottom of the list, and largely because of maybe reverse swing that the faster bowlers get and the quality of fast bowlers that Pakistan have produced. But the fact of the matter remains that the pitches don't really break up. And no Pakistani spinner has taken 5 wickets in the 4th innings of a test since 1986. Yes, we haven't had a lot of test match cricket after sort of 2000s, but even that period, it is quite phenomenal, that stat. That you'd think that Mushtaq, Saqlain, Abdul Qadir, they weren't able to consistently get wickets in that 4th innings, continue to get big 5 wickets hauls.
Well, let's make it simple for you, Athers. We believe in 5-day cricket. We don't want to finish games so quickly.
Yeah, we've had a lot of quick finishes in England over the last few years with that Duke's ball darting here, there and everywhere. Who was that, by the way, who took that 5-wicket haul in 1986, the spinner? It is an amazing statistic. Abdul Qadir, the last spinner to take 5 in the 4th innings here. Think of all the great spinners that have followed him. 149 for 3.
The 4th inning, maybe in Dubai, Sharjah, and when Pakistan played 11 years, more than 11 years in the UAE. Yasir Shah comes to my mind, Zulfikar, Babar, Ajmal, Abdur Rahman. We had some really quality spinners in those days. Hafiz was pretty handy.
Yeah, it reflects that long absence partly, but you know, you'd naturally assume that somebody like Saqlain or Mushtaq would have taken 5 here because they played a lot of test matches at home, but no.
They played in our era. We never believed in spinners getting wickets in 4th inning.
Yeah, that was the problem. Throw the ball to Wasim and Waqar instead. Now what Stokes has done is throw the ball to his great seamer Anderson, who bowled accurately this morning, picked up that 1 wicket to fall out of Imam down the leg side, and England's spinners have been played with ease, so it's back to the seamers again.
I'm surprised Stokes himself didn't come on to ball, maybe just a couple of overs. He's given Anderson another go, who bowled beautifully this morning. Picked up a wicket of Imam. Ball is changed, so we might see a little bit of reverse. Yeah, it's coming back into the right-hander, so that means we might see some Yorkers coming, full-length deliveries. What really surprised me today is the bounce. It's not really keeping low. Normally in 5th there, 4th there. Here in Rawalpindi, the ball started keeping a little low. Although we did see in the first couple of days that the ball was keeping low. It's coming on a lot better since this morning.
That bat looks very broad at the moment from Rizwan. Took a long time to get off the mark this morning, but then leapt into attacking mode as soon as the spinners came on, and now looks very settled. Those first couple of blocks to Anderson there met the middle of the bat.
It's about 15 minutes from lunch, time for some Tapal tea. As Anderson comes back, the Tapal tea lounge become. Ollie Pope deciding he's had enough, so he's come up to the stumps to make sure Rizwan doesn't lunge forward or doesn't step out.
First innings dismissal followed by that shot there. Well, that's how Rizwan was dismissed first innings, in the leg trap. Anderson was round the wicket. It was Anderson's first test wicket in Pakistan. Stokes was the catcher at short mid wicket, and he's got two men there right now, and the key for Rizwan is to keep his balance. If he slightly overbalances to the offside, he could easily chip that in the air to one of those catchers. End of Anderson's over, 149 for 3.
I have a feeling that Anderson will try to come around the wicket again in the next over to Rizwan, because Rizwan have the habit of falling over and then chipping the ball in the air at times. He will try that, because that first over suggests that there is a little bit of reverse, of going around the wicket and bringing the ball back in, although it might not come a lot, it might not do a lot, but there is every chance that if it holds its line, that Rizwan might just look to play on the onside and could be in trouble.
Will Jacks back, and a challenge for Will Jacks, who came on the back of some very accurate seam bowling this morning, and his 3 overs were taken for 22. Rizwan played him really nicely through the leg side, didn't let him settle, took 10 from his first over, then launched him for a 6. Took 6 wickets in the first innings, Will Jacks, but he's very inexperienced as a spinner. At not just this level, he's on debut clearly, but at first class level as well. Only last year that he took his first wicket for Surrey. Wasn't really a spinner until a year ago. So it's an amazing story, really. 150 up for Pakistan.
Well, he does got what it takes to become a good off spinner. He gives a good air, good action. Bowls a top spinner quite nicely. Not on that occasion. He was there for South Shakil to sweep. Little bit dangerous because he's sweeping against the spin, but he has spent enough time. He's been out there long enough to control that shot.
Yeah, and there's not that much bounce, even though Jacks is a tall man and he's got a high action. There's just not that bounce off the surface, so that removes a little bit of that risk that Vakar was talking